Okay, so I'm gonna just start up with rendering. So as you see in the intro, there's a nether portal, but I'm just showing you that nether portal quickly. Just shading. I'll be showing you how to create these two nether portal and some additional to the water. Wait. Fraction, maybe that much. I should rush them down a bit. Brighter, I think that much good. Turn that to somewhere around it. No, that's a good one. Make it a little transparency there. So now we hit F12. If I hit F12, look at the scene for it. It's gonna render pretty slow in around 30 minutes. This is how it looked by the default render. No additional shading to it. Alright, that is when I add a compositing to it. It look more glowing. Let's go back and Blender here and I'll explain something a bit. There's some problem here. I don't know how to fix it or if it's even a problem. Or it's just Blender. You see the noise here compared to the noise here's different. The noise are different. So it won't look good in shading mode, in render mode. It's pretty bad there. Now let's go to compositing. Before I want to go to compositing, let me just do something first. Quickly. Just gonna go delete all that and composite. Okay, now wait. Oops, accidentally closed that one. Display window. Let's get started on rendering. And if I hit the render one more time in the default compositing, it will look something like that. It's default. If you just hit that there, the viewer, control, shift click on it. If you create another node, please. If you create another node, the node is a viewer node. It connects to whatever node you shift clicked on. The viewer node. So look at this is more darker of a scene. More darker of the scene and when you start rendering why I turned on the mist pass was that you will if you turn on the mist pass this is a scene where fog are involved, and to get a fog you need to add in there's mist there. I don't know, I forgot about the noise texture. I accidentally put it on accident, so you might want map volume I mean, and a mix. This mix here goes there as well as there. And then you want to go this mist as that there. It's really bright right now. And the map value is between the mist to make it a bit darker and lower. You can see it, but I don't know. I want to go 0.02. Actually 5. See the background of it is a bit gone now. It's gone. It's not a bit gone. The offset -7 to no, I mean -0.7, or maybe just to darken the front part up a bit. So I think there will be good to darken this part up a bit. And then look. So I don't know about this, but this is only work if an object has emission. That's glare. You can add glare. It don't affect because none of my texture here has emission. Now, we're not gonna talk about the shine now. It's just gonna be the portal and the shading behind the portal. Started. So this already looked good. Now let's go back to the portal and go to the shading tab. So here's a shading tab of the portal. Just delete all that. I use color ramp. I like using color ramp. You just got a default portal. It's just a default one. Also show small particles effect later on. Not in this episode. So we want to add in a material output. So the output black everything because we have no material connected to it. We don't need the image. I don't actually even use it. I want a color ramp just to make up a color a bit and a moose grave texture. The moose grave texture is one of my favorite noise. It is awesome. And yep, you got that. You want to change the color from the white here to a bit of a purplish, something around there. And then that to something around a bit brighter, I think, something around there. Still doesn't look good yet. Doesn't look good yet. Now we want to add some transparency because that's how Portal do. Transparency, and then we add a mix shader. And you can see it, you can see through it now, but then change the factor around to get a more dense or more, I don't know what to say. I want that 4D more. You can turn that on if you don't want transparency, back to 1. And I want a bit of a transparency, just, a little see-through. Now, Portal doesn't look so toonish at all, and that's where we customize the brightness and how dense this is. So, since we have connected to the moose grave texture, the factor here doesn't change much. It just used the moose grave factor for it. And now you can see we have some really cool portal effect. And once you have that portal effect, we want to add a mapping node just to control the portal effect. And then we'll go texture coordinate vector. And then we want to add an emission. Just add another another mix shader right there. The emission makes the inner part glow a bit. Now change the emission to a bit of a purple color. Change the scale around for portal. Actually, I want that like 3D. It's just a bit more. Scale it up a bit, like around large amounts. Something like that should look good. And then we use this to move it around. I like the rotate. I think the Z rotation. Yeah, it looks like it's bumping into each other. It looks awesome with the Z rotation. But still customizing this. For it, ray detail it up and detail color. Sure, interfere more dimension. I don't know. Mess around with it. Turn that a bit brighter. Now, if we render one more time, you won't have the same portal yet because we still hadn't customized the factor yet. If you turn it up, it will be darkened. It will be really dark. If you turn it down, it will be like around that much, and you can still see through. That's the control before. The transparent, you don't have to customize it. And now let's talk about let's make this portal look like how it's supposed to look. This doesn't look that good. This portal doesn't look that good like the first one I made because there's some settings I hadn't messed all with yet. But yeah, let's say that is all we made it. Still much setting to mess with, including the darker the porticans is. Now, second the portal again, go to the rotating. Make it something like that. Okay, now hit the F12. You'll have a better looking scene without a portal than with a portal. Now that portal kind of look like not a really toonish portal. It's more of a realistic portal. Not realistic, it's more like more energy portal. And anyways, what I'm happy about this portal, it is working great with how it's supposed to look. Nope, it's not. Anyways, let me just do a bit of a problem. Maybe scale it down, detail it up, dimension or something. Hit that to multi-frac. Just mess around with all the things, and that's what I always do. But I like the FBM, that's the default. The moon's grave texture already looked good. The color ramp in with it, and all this shadering. It all already. I kind of like what I kind of like it. Now that we add an emission, like we already added an emission, so that's the portal we have there. Since we already added an emission, that means it will glow if we use glare. Now let's preview that. The compositing here. The portal doesn't look that good. I'll go fix that soon. But first, let's add a glare into the compositing and to the view. It's supposed to glow right now, but why? I don't know why is it not. We have an emissions. I don't know why is it not glowing, but anyways, it's just, yeah, it's not necessary to put a glare on. It's gonna talk about glowing and not this episode. So now let's go back to the portal. There are some way. I just removed this in case the old shader doesn't. The shader I just did doesn't work. It doesn't look good, so I add there. I just like messing around with this thing. So maybe right there. Move that up a bit. Make it that it goes something like that. Hit the edge. Now let's just preview it in black and white first before we get to color. Let's just make it black and white for previewing items. This is a black and white. It's still purple because we have the emission. Now let's just take the emission out and mess around the black and white first. That does not look good. I don't know. Let's see, let me just cut this back. Okay, so yeah, I got a good result now. It is more the same, but more also a bit, more brighter. So I think we should darken it out a bit. Looks good. The new portal also look good. Just the same thing. I just delete the mapping on accident. Just add the mapping back, and yeah, once we add a mapping back and nodes back, the texture coordinates back, we generate it and then generate it again, and then now what that gives us is something that is more controllable. Now we can do the same on the water shader I provided last time. You know, the one that isn't that movable, but it actually is, because all noise are actually movable. That's what all should know. We're just adding a mapping, a same, and then we add a texture coordinate. It is just generate it and then generate it. Now let me let it update first. Let it update for a while. Let it update for a while. Now see here, if we rotate it, it rotates around just like how a water shader should. And then next is something more reliable on, and that is grass and leaves. I already joined them by Control J and already added in displacement. Just go ahead and delete the displacement. I didn't make an object to move the displacement yet, but yeah. Also, I linked some objects together, so it will render quite better. I think I forgot to add them with some snow. Are there some snow around here? I just saw some. Okay, now let's start with the wiggles. And tell you what, never use this wine on a wiggles that are connected with the leaves. That's why I didn't parent in them. The problem was that they started going through wall, and you might ask, hey, look, your wines are wiggles when at the beginning of the show. Well, there's little wiggles on it. You can see, of course, but that wiggle was a custom one. It's not related to an object or anything, because if it is related to an object, it goes too high above it. So let's start parenting everything. I'm gonna delete the displacement I have there. Right down here. Now here. There. X that. And add modifier, and it is known as the displace. Now the displace at the beginning, it looks sucks. Adding the string. Oh, right, there's the point. You just saw it looks sucks. Also, something I think you might notice is that it's laggy when you change the displacement. So I recommend not doing this in the development part, like not moving it in the development part until you're gonna not view your animation again. Just render it out, or you have a strong computer, you can do it. Clouds, I mean. Then that is all done. We'll talk about how to make it move soon, but now just apply it. Not apply it yet, okay? Just like make it happen. Most important in our first character, and here's also something I want to do in the rendering part, before the rendering part, and that is import some blocks that's supposed to be transparent. So where is my cycle render? Old texture, and search leaves. Oh wait, I need object first, and then search leaves. We want to import leaf oak, leaf jungle, all of those. Leaf spruce, all the leaves. And we want to also import in some what do you call it, grass, seagrass, just grass. Don't need the wild grass. And that is it, I think. Now hit that append button. Okay. Now why I import this is there's something special about this. It has some rig here, as you can see. You hit the pose mode, see what the rig can do. That's why I import some of these things, because we're gonna use them sooner or later, and they're more 3D. Yeah, really much more 3D. There's some more you can discover with that thing. It's super awesome. It's like that, or that custom pack is super awesome. Now the rig. Which rig do I want to import in? And that would be the BSP rig. Not because I like it. I mean, not like because it's like the best rig or anything. It's because it's the cleanest one to import. It's the cleanest one to import. The rest I tried importing them and they ended up importing non-necessary things, including from almost all the rigs. But the BBS rig did a great job in keeping that in a great place. I don't have, but there's a problem that when you import it, it's black. It happens, it's common. So download and yeah. Now once that's imported, hit the dot button and you'll see it black. Now this is common. I already did one of the video on this. All you have to do is, and just do it again. Scroll down to viewport, change that to alpha clip, open it up, go to main body, face, hit tab, Hero Brian. That kind of look like Hero Brian. Anyways, P section, tab out, modifier, exit UV. There. Looks great. Now next is to have a texture for this thing. But right now it doesn't have a texture, and that is my old one. Let's go to the Steve one and add in the Steve PNG. We want to image, replace it with my download PNG. Wait, first image. This is the wrong one. It's supposed to Steve 1. Oh, I accidentally hit something. Back to layout. Image. Unpack. Wow, you have to remove the pack. Replace pack with the download. Now, I got a scene here. What I like with the rig also, you don't have to move down like some of the rig, they have their extra up there and you have to move them down. But this rig doesn't. It has an extra applied right down there. Now, there's actually some people who don't know how to actually use rigs easily. You just select the bone and go to post mode. And then you can move it around. And let's just explore this rig a bit on how to add armor. And you don't add armor by just anything. First things, in default, you won't have it. You have to go here and select that armor thingy on there. Now, if you go to armor, and you can select chainmail armor. No, I mean open it and select anything you want. It will all happen. And what I like also is like it's 3D armor. It's 3D applied armor. And we have also diamond. Oh snap! I'm so rich. And I'll also make a walk cycle tutorial sooner or later because this rig is pretty easy to work with. The gold armor, all the armors. And then now let's talk about extruding some part of the rig. Actually, I'm gonna skip that part anyway. So yeah. Now once you have the rig in to move it around, you can do it in two ways. First is the boring way. You have to go, move things around like that. I mean, you're not supposed to do it. Move things around like that. Now that's not some really fast way. Let's just bring our guy. You see, I just changed the selecting mode to that mode there, and then hit right from here, I think. Just shift S, selection to cursor. Bam, super fast. You've already got him here, and that's like a 2 minute. And now let's talk about face deleting. Now this is a way where you can delete stuff in Blender quick and fast and easy. I mean, like, delete these Minecraft blocks. If now, even if you import it using the way I told you, the way that I told you was to use the rendering, I mean, like the MCprep object world thingy, it will still be a problem, because if you just wanted to delete one block like that there, you can't, because you're not allowed to. Like, you can't select only one. It's all in groups of blocks. To do this, you have to go with tab mode. I mean, edit mode. You hit tab or, yeah, tab. Then you can delete. It's obviously face, but I'm not gonna do it. You can do all the same with some unnecessary blocks that are not gonna be shown, because if they are shown, it's gonna be a bit glitchy because there's too many phases. Oh, I'm surprised it's not glitchy. Yeah, it's fine. It's glitching again. Now, let's talk about the, like, I don't know if you realize it or not, the leaves are not wiggling, and that's because we need to add an image to make it wiggle. But now let's talk about the lightings of the scenes. And lighting, you can add a sun, and that's what I did. I added a simple sun in the Mineways collection, and the sun in the Mineways collection is super like it's already super adding a lot of effect. So yep. And then now let's talk about more about this thing here. Let's explain something a bit. So now let's go to camera view, and I'll keep this for the next episode, but I'm just gonna show you something a bit. This is a topic for not this video. This thing here. I'll bring you a more realistic water shader soon. And when you hit tab, when you hit F12 here, you will have a good, a good, a good, some sort of good. I mean, like a more like not glowing lava. And you can see like the lavas are only glowing by a bit, like right there, right there, and it is affecting, but it's not actually, the lava's not actually glowing, it's just shining its lights out. So I'll talk about that later, and for now, goodbye. Bye 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 bye.